kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Hello race fans and welcome to Monza. We are racing here in Italy for the Italiano 300, unofficially presented by Olive Garden. We are ready to rock and rumble for 114 laps, 300 miles at one of the scariest ovals you could ever dream of. We've got guardrails protecting these corners. And there's plenty of open space, as you can see right there, as we're watching Franz Bretschneider work his way through turns 3 and 4, through some leaves. This is going to be an entertaining show for sure. That pit wall there, exposed. It is thin. And we've had some guys even having a little bit of fun with that pit wall in practice. Let's go ahead and show you what kind of situation we found. That was during practice. Justin Barkley got up into the pit wall with a couple guys, just kind of messing around. Got himself stuck up there. Here's another angle. You can see all the debris as his car was shaking violently. This is a little bit of a spring break type of let steam off sort of race here. So we're going to see, at least during the practice session, some guys playing around, messing around with each other. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, my name is Liam Erbig. We are live here for the Italiano 300. And I am beyond excited to bring this to you guys. This is going to be one of the wildest races we have ever seen here in the iSNF Cup Series. We've never raced here before, so we can't go back and look at how the stats or, any previous history. You can see that 21. He's up there scraping the wall, not really losing a lot of time, but it's going to be a big draft track. You're going to get up into that grass. It's going to really upset the car. You can see Hernandez down on the bottom of the racetrack. He got up into that grass. No yellow line rule either. We're going to see these guys using up all the racetrack that they can. We're going to see stuff like that too. It's going to be really easy to lose these cars. Guys getting down into the grass could launch them up into the air. Hitting that guardrail could launch you up into the air as well. We've got 10 minutes left in the practice session here, trying to figure out who's going to be able to put down the fastest laps. Right now, it's Bretschneider. Well, why don't we go ahead and talk with some of our drivers here. Try to get a bit of an idea of what these guys are thinking as we move into what could be one of the craziest races we see all year. And right now, I've got Matt Metler with me in the booth. Matt, how you doing? Oh, give me 1 second. The audio is not correct. All right, Matt, now we got you.
Loud and clear there, brother. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. This is one of the wildest track combinations that we get to race at in this league. And I just want to know what's running through your mind as you go through these high banks, these super thin corners. You've got exposed grass on both sides and guardrails to deal with.
Well, you hit the nail on the head. Wild, and that may be an understatement. Yes, this is like a super speedway, but there's nothing like it that we currently race on. Only other time I ran this place was with Jonathan Leach in the Chris Cup Series in 2019. That's the only time I've seen it in the league format, except for here. When I seen this on the schedule, I was like, let's go, because this is like the ultimate wild card racetrack. You slip up just a little bit, those guardrails will destroy your car in a matter of seconds. You could also wind up going to outer space as well. So I think attrition and being patient, even though this is a plate race, is going to be critical to find victory lane when all is said and done.
You mentioned up a good point there, attrition. We do have a faster pair in this race. Is that going to change your strategy on how aggressive you go, or do you think the attrition game is going to be all you're focused on all day, and are you going to try to keep it safe, keep that nose clean?
I think safety is the way to go here. These bumps, they are, we talk about old Daytona being bumpy. This is a whole nother level. It'll rattle the fillings out of your teeth. Then you have cars in the draft on top of it. I think you're going to see incidences, possible in front of you. I don't think, or let me rephrase that. I think even if you go to the back, you're still going to be at a high risk for being caught up in the quote-unquote big one. So I plan to just be cautious and safe, let the attrition happen in front of me, hopefully, and then be around at the end when it counts.
That's about all we can hope for here when you come to a racetrack like this with so many unknowns. I mean, we're riding on board with Michael Everhart right now in the 71 as he trails Franz Bretschneider, and you can see that transition coming up off of turn 4. Crazy bumpy. It gets crazy tight with that wall coming up. And still, all of this exposed grass, you've got a wall jetting out just to the right side of the racetrack. That will instantly stop you. I mean, we're looking at situations where we are very glad that this is a simulation.
Yeah, certainly would not be up to safety standards in modern times, but fun to have the opportunity to race this very rare and exotic super speedway overseas here in the iSNF Cup Series.
Awesome stuff, Matt. We appreciate you joining us. We'll let you get back to your team, and hopefully we'll be talking to you a little bit later, maybe at the end of the race, not during the middle.
Hey, you know what? Anytime I get to talk to you, that's a bonus, but it's all about being there at the end. Fingers crossed, we'll see how it goes.
Yes, sir. This card number 60, Matt Metler. Let's see if we can't get with Franz Bretschneider. He's on the racetrack right now. Let's see if there's a potential distraction.
I hear. Oh, hello.
Hey, Franz, we stole you. I know you're on track, but I want you to. I'd love it if you could kind of tell us about what you're feeling on the track as you're going through it.
A lot of bumps. I feel like I'm running on a track that was paved in 1952, my friend.
You know, you might be correct on that. This front straightaway is a little bit more recent, but going through these bumpy corners, this crazy banking. How upset does that car get going through? I mean, it's a gradual transition, not like an apron, but...
You have to transition at just the right spot. If not, you feel like you're driving the General Lee through a jump, right? So... And driving through here, well, I feel at home. It feels like the roads in Quebec. Like, we have the probably a reputation of the worst roads in North America here, and I feel right at home. Let's just put it this way.
Well, I haven't been to Quebec, but I'll have to see how these roads compare to the famous Monza left-turning oval here. But Franz, right now, you're quickest in practice. You've got a lot of speed in that car. You think that can translate into qualifying and into the race?
Not really, you know, and it'll be the same for everybody. Whoever you see on the top of the board just drafted really well. I got a few good pushes from the 43, and we drafted together. And if you look, he's like right at the same time I am. So we just worked together and just went to the top. Track is not that line sensitive. You're gonna, you know, as long as you're maybe a third of a car width above the yellow line there, and you barely have to turn the steering wheel in. I mean, it just follows in the track by itself. I think it's whoever's going to be smoothest on the wheel. But just look at really, really close lap times for qualifying. You know, it's going to probably be like a few thousands between most of the top running cars. So it's just, you know, and it's your typical super speedway, and for that, and since we're all running the same setup, and the different brands don't really make it different in iRacing because they all pretty much draft the same and go through the same through the air. It's just whoever's going to get the bumps right. Whatever you see as times now, don't even rely on that for qualifying. Forget it, because we're going to be single car out there, and it's whoever's going to hit the bumps the best. So don't expect laps this fast on qualifying.
Awesome stuff. Franz, we appreciate you joining us, telling us about the racetrack. We're going to let you get back to your team as you continue to do these laps. And thank you again for joining us while you're driving.
Sounds good. And tell you what, if ever things end up being super speedway and things end up being the way they are, and I get wrecked out, maybe I'll come and join you guys in the broadcast booth. Who knows?
Sounds good. That could be fun. We look forward to it. Well, not you crashing, but we look forward to talking to you later. And hopefully it's at the end of the race after the checkered flag and not before.
Would be nice, but big holler to everybody out on track today and everybody listening to us at home. Have a good broadcast, boys.
Thank you, Franz. And now we've got our good friend Alan Bergen up in the booth. hanging out with us here for the iSNF Cup Series. We are ready for the Italiano 300, Alan. Appreciate you getting up in here. Know you had a little bit of a situation going on before, but we're glad you're here. And well, I tell you what, we just interviewed Matt Mettler. We just interviewed Franz Brettschneider. We've got some really unique experiences about this track. Matt talking about the attrition rate is going to be huge because this is not your traditional super speedway. Franz was telling us that these bumps throughout qualifying is really going to be the difference maker. Look at Franz dipping his wheels into the grass. That's going to slow him down. But Alan, have you raced here? Is this your first experience with the Monza left turning oval? What are your thoughts as you get up into this practice session?
So Monza left turning oval. I've never been there. I have never been there.
Well, it is
Never.
It is a crazy track here. It's just about 2 2/3 miles, a 100th of a mile shorter than Talladega. It's a true oval, so no tri-oval or anything in the middle. These corners tighten up big time as you come off. Transitions are tough. They're tight. We don't have a yellow line rule, but oh, whoa! There's a big problem going into turns 1 and 2 in practice. As Hernandez gets turned around.
That's a huge problem.
See if we can maybe talk with Angel Hernandez for a few moments before qualifying gets started. Hey, Angel, it's Liam and Alan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you've got a giant points lead. I believe over 80 points at this point. But this is a true wild card. I mean, A, it's a super speedway, but B, it is so bumpy, so tight, and you've got grass on both sides of you. What's your strategy coming up into this one?
I think it's gonna just have to be either you're running in the front ahead of all the, hoping that you're ahead of all the wrecks, or you're in the back with a little bit of time to stay out of those wrecks. So I think just number one priority is not dying.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough ask here with all these exposed guardrails, pit wall. There's definitely a lot of risk for a crash to turn terrible and take you out really quick here. Does that kind of, I mean, obviously you said you want to be either in front or behind the crash, but does that kind of play in your mind? And what does the fast repair do for your strategy?
I think I'm hoping that people are going to be a little bit more considerate than the past few weeks when it comes down to, racing around each other. But like I said, all you can do is just hope that they do. If not, then you got a little bit to fall back on.
Well, awesome stuff. We'll let you get back to JGR to start this qualifying session. Thanks for joining us.
Right, thank you guys.
Well, that was a good interview. I know I'm super, super late. Liam, I almost got the "Will you be joining us" message.
Hey, yeah, I was late last week. It happens. I'm just glad that you made it here because this is going to be an incredible show. Very likely, unlike anything we've seen before in the iSNF Cup Series. So I'm just glad to have you in here with us to experience this. And everybody watching here live on YouTube, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see some wild wrecks, I'm sure. Guys flying into the trees. Maybe getting some outdoorsman skills going on here.
You don't want to fly into the trees.
No, you do not. But these guardrails at the top of the racetrack, they don't do what the safer barrier does, kind of pushing you back out onto the track.
No, they don't. They do not.
Michael Eberhardt going to be the first one to complete a lap. Angel Hernandez actually is the first one to complete a lap. We'll see where he sits here on his first qualifying lap. That could have potentially been his warm up there.
That might have been.
Charles Robertson going to come across the start-finish line. 47-23. Forns with the 47-22. Harden, Griffin, putting times down. Now Lynch. He's going to be quickest for now. Chase Harden up into second. Matty Forns. Courtney Nelson. Rhea Ferris out on the racetrack as well.
Liam, how good is your Italian tonight?
Oh, it is awful. I do not know any Italian.
Me neither.
But I do like pizza and pasta, so.
Yeah, okay. I can go with that.
Rhea Ferris looking for her first win in the iSNF Cup Series. She's going to put that car up into 17th for right now. She's going to slow down, pull off the racetrack. Let's see if we can't maybe speak with Rhea Ferris for a moment. Hey, Rhea, it's Liam and Alan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, how are you?
Doing fantastic. We saw some great running in practice. We did talk a little bit about Justin Barkley getting stuck on the pit wall. And Alan, I don't know if you've seen this yet. We'll go ahead and show this image one more time.
I have not seen it.
Justin Barkley.
It's totally beautiful, and it definitely, it resembles, kind of like the Coda Tower that we're missing by not being in Austin this week, and only it's a beautiful Penske car as the tower instead.
Yep.
And yeah,
Right at the end of the pit wall, stuck up like a flagpole. Here's another angle. This shot courtesy of our very own Rhea Ferris, chief cook and bottle washer, and also part-time photographer.
well, you got debris on yours, so I mean,
Definitely a unique moment here for the series. We
indeed.
don't have a lot of exposed walls like that, giving us those funny moments. But well, Rhea, how was your qualifying lap? How was practice? How does the track feel right now?
It feels terrible, and my steering for some reason decided to do different things as well, and I don't know why. So we'll have to take a look at that really quick, and all that good fun stuff, and I didn't have a good qualifying lap, so I'm starting like P22, so pretty crappy, and but we're gonna try and do our best here in the 12 machine today. Try to get it up there, victory lane or top 3 somewhere in there, so we can talk to you after the race for sure. And hopefully, I got my Penske teammates up there with me at the end.
Well, awesome, Rhea. It looks like it is gridding time, so we're gonna let you get back to the Team Penske chat. Appreciate you for joining us, and yeah, hopefully we'll be talking to you after the race.
Absolutely. If you want to bring me up at any point, I'll be happy to chime in too.
Awesome stuff. Appreciate you.
All right. Yeah.
Now that was Rhea Ferris. She's going to be starting in the 24th position out of 30 starters here in Italy. Angel Hernandez is going to be on the pole. He's got Robert Lynch Jr. to his outside. Justin Barkley, our nosediver, our break dancer, he's going to be starting in 3rd place with Andrew Miller to his outside. Chase Harden, Matty Forns, Courtney Nelson, Michael Hagstrom, Charles Robertson, and Michael Gerby round out the top 10. Then we've got Shane Griffin. Waiting on that page to move just a little bit for me. There we go. Then Michael Everhart, Tim Henderson, Mike Simon, Franz Bretschneider, Chris Van Maastricht, Jeff Weimer, Rosa Laszlo, Mike Iskandar, Adam Alashir, Jack Yagerman, Matt Metler, Rhea Ferris. And rounding out our field today, it's going to be John Hopley, Isaac Wilson, Joey Maines, Brian Treadwell, Bob Wyckoff, and Casey Tomlinson in car number 7. Brings up the rear of the field today. We are ready to rumble here for not 2.5 hours, but 114 laps. That looks a little bit better. We wait for these drivers to start moving here. Just waiting on a few more to get up into the show. Load up into those cars. We'll be ready to roll here in just a few moments. 65-degree air temperature, 65-degree track temperature, or 66 now. So we're running this in the early hours of the morning. So the temperature could definitely heat up throughout the course of this race.
Yeah, but I agree with that. It looks like we got a 2-mile-an-hour wind out of the northwest there. Here in Italy. Never been to Monza. The closest I come to Italy is the Olive Garden.
Yeah, I think the closest I've physically been to Italy is probably somewhere in North Carolina.
Domino's, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I've been to good pizza shops. I'm just saying physically, like geographically, probably somewhere in the Carolinas. It's the closest I've been to Italy.
Liam, I probably sound different tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a different microphone, potentially.
I do.
You sound great.
Sound better than I have. Oh, while we're getting our pace lap, while they're getting ready to do our pace lap, I'll tell you about my day. I put a ground rod in my house.
That sounds...
That's what.
I don't know what that is. A ground rod?
Yeah, so, okay, let's do a little physical science here. So the fastest way that electricity gets to ground is through a straight path, right? The path of the least resistance. So you put a ground rod in, it takes all the voltage that was back feeding through my outlets, takes it to ground. It's
That
a
makes
whole
sense.
thing. We'll go over it later. Looks like we're starting pace laps here. Or the pace lap.
Monza, Italy, just outside of Milan. On the northeastern part of the country, just near the border of Switzerland. Definitely a far, far trip from where these guys are used to racing within the confines of the United States. Lights are on the pace car, which means we will not be going green this time. Isaac Wilson and Joey Maines were unable to get to the start here. I'm going to see if they have anything to do with that, trying to get back onto the racetrack. Angel Hernandez, he's ready to lead them down. Pace speed here is 70 miles an hour. Not quite as fast as the iRacing Super Speedway pace laps, but definitely a little bit quicker here. Interstate speeds. Again, thanks everybody here for tuning in live here on Sim Racing Media on YouTube for the iSNF NextGen Cup Series, Italiano 300 in Monza. Well, we heard from Matt Mettler that it's not going to be your traditional super speedway race. We heard from Franz Brettschneider that it's definitely going to have a lot of super speedway tendencies. Do you have any idea what we're in for here, Alan?
I have a little bit of a clue what we're in for. But here we go. We're getting ready to go green, my friend.
Yes, sir. The lights are off on the pace car. Everybody is ready to rock and rumble. Looks like 28 drivers will take the initial starting grid. Isaac Wilson and Joey Maines may be starting from the pit lane. We'll keep you updated on that to see if they get out onto the racetrack to score some laps. But right now, we've got 28 of the best drivers on Saturday night ready to rock and roll in Italy.
So sit back and grab your pizza.
You have yourself a little pasta. I tried to look up some Italian to make a cool little green flag call, and as my small American mind can only comprehend English, it is not going to work here. So we're just going to do this green flag in English. As they come through turns 3 and 4 in the high banks of the historic Monza Oval. This actually used to be part of the Grand Prix circuit. It would run around the Monza road course with no chicanes, and when they would come off the Parabolica, they would stay to the right, run around the oval, go over the oval, or the oval would go over the rest of the racetrack. They would come off of what is turn 1 for the NASCAR style. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here. Where are we?
Here we go.
Took a second there. We don't have a Geico restart zone, but green flag is out. Angel Hernandez into the race lead by about a car length. These guys double file. We've already got problems. Around goes Van Maastricht.
Oh.
He's stuck on the inside. He's lost a wheel. We are still green, though. As Hernandez gets out to a half a car length lead. He's got Justin Barkley, our breakdancer, in second place. Chase Harden follows in third, but single file up through the top 5. Now 6 places side by side.
Robert Lynch Jr. in that 31 car. That's a cool shot to see them guys come off turn 4 there.
It definitely is, and these guys get so close to that pit entry wall. Look at this,
We got one
funneling down into turn 1. They're trying to take all of the run that they can get with that draft down the straightaway, but there's only so much room getting into the corner. Side by side now for second place as Justin Barkley took over the race lead. Chase Harden tried to take second on the top side. Barkley sits in between those guys, not giving either one of them any sort of draft, but here comes Angel Hernandez with a push on the bottom from the 62. That's Courtney Nelson.
I mean, these guys are going to watch their P's and Q's. I'm actually learning about this track too as we continue on through this race here. Because I've personally never been here. I never even drove it. I wouldn't even know how to get around it.
It is a tough one, that is for sure. Isaac Wilson and Joey Maines have gotten onto the racetrack here. Going to complete a lap to be scored. Chris Van Maastricht is in the pit lane. We'll take a look to see what happened to him. Again, no caution came out for that, but we do have a caution on the racetrack now. Trouble in turn 1. Big crash.
Cool. That's calamity. That's not even trouble.
Oh, and they're still piling in. Matt Metler gets a hit. Rhea Ferris trying to stop to get through that. Jeff Weimer is high-centered. He can't move. Mike Iskandar and the 20 as well. They're all going to have to tow Robert Lynch with heavy, heavy damage.
You know what this track reminds me of? It reminds me of the old, very, very old, when they run on the beach Daytona. But except they're driving through the forest.
Try to take a look to see what happened here to bring out the first caution of the day. 3 laps in. They're already wrecking at that point. That is a huge one.
Clean up on the Autobahn.
Still not sure how it got started, but
Well, we know how it ended, though.
we're going to back it up. Break the fourth wall just a little bit so we can see where the start of this came from. There we go.
Okay, here we are on the front straightaway.
So the 62 slides up into Hernandez, or no, that's the 23 of Chase Harden. Gets loose. He's going to come back up the racetrack. There is a lot going on right there. The 3 got turned by the 11, sent the 31 up the track. These guys come down. And right back up the racetrack. can see 10 cars already piled in here. Well, the blimp's not going to do us any good.
No, but it's gonna. You can see the Italian countryside with it. Looks like Ria's already knee deep into it.
See if we can go on board with Ria here. So she's coming up way later because she was stuck behind that first lap incident with Van Maastricht. Look at that airtime she got on the entry. Of course, you can't see what's going on in front of you here because of the infield. She starts to see the smoke, a slow car in front. She slams on the brakes.
And then that's all short. There's the 21 car. Ooh. Here she...
Slams on the brakes. Is she going to hit Matt?
Nope, she's gonna miss Matt.
She did not. You can see Weimer. He's high-centered there, stuck. He had to take a tow.
I mean, it looks like, except for that first incident, it looked like that she was pretty much clear of that one.
That's going to get her up into the top 10. Here's what happened to Chris Van Maastricht early in the show.
To me, this seems like a survive and you'll be all right race.
Van Maastricht already turned around there.
Here they come.
Oh,
so
man.
This is...
Oh, man. Chris hit that inside wall.
Maastricht got it hard into the wall.
77 gets into him as well, and that's just... He's missing wheels on the left side. Tough break for him as well. Not the way you want to start this race, but we are doubled up, ready to rock and rumble after the first caution of the race here. Gonna restart on lap number 7. Justin Barkley leads over Angel Hernandez, Chase Harden, Andrew Miller, and Courtney Nelson. '21 driver is still on the lead lap. Tim Henderson is back on the track, as is Adam Alishire. Robert Lynch Jr., Chris Van Maastricht, Michael Hagstrom, Jeff Weimer, Michael Gervey, Bob Wyckoff, and Charles Robertson all on the racetrack here. Robertson might not be.
I don't think Robertson is.
So 29 of our 30 starters still out here on the racetrack. Looks like Robertson has elected to load it up, bring her home. Next week, we're at Richmond. Hope you guys enjoy your Easter weekend, but we're going to have ourselves some racing action. .200 laps at the 3/4 mile oval.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Pace car makes that hard left turn into the pit lane. No Geico restart zone here. Waiting on the green. Green flag is in the air, and Angel Hernandez up on the top side. He gets a strong restart.
Yeah, he got a good strong start there when we were coming to green, as he's going to lead him down to turn number 1, and he's got Justin Barkley hot on his tails, and they're 3 wide. We're about 3 rows deep there.
Looking towards the back of the pack to make sure everybody got through the first couple of corners okay. Look at this side by side down the back straightaway. There's the 3 and the 12, both getting into the grass a little bit. They're able to recover, stay on the racetrack, but that is a really sketchy spot. You don't want to overcorrect when you touch that grass and slide down into somebody.
No, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be on that end.
And just holds out of the lead. Barkley looked down to the bottom, nothing doing there. The 3 scrapes the wall just a little bit. That's Matty Forens in for Charles Etienne Boucher.
I figured this would be Charles Etienne Boucher's type of race car.
Rhea Ferris got the 71 down to her inside. She scraped the wall a little bit on corner entry, and now she's going to the top of 3 wide, touches that grass once again. Just getting a little bit too much. Still in a double wide battle. These guys staying side by side, that's going to cause some separation between the 6 of Rosa Laszlo and those 2, Michael Eberhardt and Rhea Ferris.
I mean, Rhea's doing pretty good there on the inside of the racetrack, or on the outside of the racetrack.
A little bit of contact there between Eberhardt and Ferris coming up off of the corner. Everybody gets through okay. Here comes Matty Forens. Is he going to look 3 wide? He thinks better of it.
Of course he is. You know, and we may be super speedway racing, but I mean, this is very, very narrow.
Oh, and problems down the back straightaway. The big crash.
362.
Chase Harden. They're still wrecking. The 42 gets turned around. The 77. Beard Motorsports 62 was also involved. It's Courtney Nelson trying to get that car rolling. And it is a traffic jam behind.
Man. That was rough. That was very, very rough. I mean, 10 laps in. And you mentioned at the top of the show, this is the early morning hours here over in Italy.
See if we can't get that one again. A little bit before it starts.
Oh, the 23 got in there too.
Yeah, he had a really, really big flip.
So it all started with Farnes there in that 3 car.
Yeah, Chase Harden got turned by the 43 coming up off. Or rather, the 3 of Matty Forens. Harding got sent to the inside, launched into the air. You can see the 43 stuck in the wall. Mettler gets a huge piece of it.
That's a tough break for all these talented drivers here tonight. There's a few more drivers are definitely going to use their fast repairs here in the early stages, and that's not what anybody wanted.
This track closes up in a hurry, that's for sure. As Iskandar gets up to the outside, he's going to squeak through this one.
Now, you did mention at the top of the show that this is a 2.5 mile track here, but it's almost like it closes up like a 1/4 mile short track whenever things happen.
Yeah, it's really tough when you've got walls on both sides of you and you're almost in the middle of a valley through these corners. I mean, you can see the big hills to the inside, so, there's only so far to the inside you can go. Once you get into that grass, into that hill, into that reverse banking, it launches you back up the racetrack.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Miss Rhea Ferris is now in P3 here on lap 11.
A good drive for her, looking for her first win here in the series.
I mean, I don't want to jinx her or nothing. Cleveland, Ohio native.
Justin Barkley in second place. He's out of Tampa, Florida. He's also looking for his first win here. They're chasing down Angel Hernandez. He's got 7 wins, 38 top 10s, the Season 5 champion. He's got a driver rating of 101. Our current points leader by about 80-something points. We can go ahead and show you guys our point standings as they came into this race. Angel Hernandez with 458. I believe that's 85 points.
I believe you're right.
Charles Etienne Boucher is not in the race here today. Not sure why it's showing him in the 8, but he is the 3. Tristan Bailey in the 19, third in points. Name we have not seen today. A lot of guys taking the week off here because of the 12 hours of Sebring on iRacing. Very high-profile, prestigious road racing endurance event that these guys want to try to get themselves a trophy for. And, of course, next week is Easter weekend. So it'll be a couple of slightly smaller fields for these next 2 weeks, but
I mean, the fact that they're running Sebring and this league has managed to draw in 30 cars. Maybe the rain scared them away.
it could be.
I know one person that's not scared, and that's the third place car, Rio Daris there. As she lines up on the inside of the second row behind Angel Hernandez.
Of course, we haven't talked yet about the stages for the race, but they'll end on 30 and 60, and we run until the end for stage number 3. 2 30-lap stages and about 54 in the final one.
Well, here we go. We're about a little under halfway through the first stage. Lights are out on that iRacing.com pace car. Angel Hernandez is on the inside there. Justin Barkley is to his outside as we come around that very long turn number 4. And Liam, you remember at Gran Turismo when you got on the touch track? That's what this reminds me of.
Oh yeah, a much smaller version of that. That was about 6 miles long, that track was, but yeah, super long straightaways and corners with varied banking.
Yeah, pace car is out. Angel Hernandez is going to lead him down in that number 5 Mobile 1 Toyota as he gets ready to take it off, and we're green. We're green.
Hernandez seems to be the start and restart king so far here today as these guys get through the first corner, get up to speed. Everybody trying to avoid that wall on either side of the entry.
You know,
through okay.
You know, Rhea ran that outside fairly well. I mean, she's getting into the grass just a little bit, but I don't think it really hurt her. I think it kind of helped her.
We'll have to see what she can do as these 2 Team Penske cars are pushing the 45 of Angel Hernandez out front. They're starting to get a pretty hefty gap on Rosa Laszlo as Mike Iskandar now works to the inside of Rosa.
Yeah, here we are in that number 1, that number 6 car, Rosa Laszlo, there from Hungary. He's probably the closest one in the field to Italy.
Well, we can take a look. See where some of our drivers are from. We've got amazing action down the back straightaway. Here comes Rhea down to the bottom looking for the race lead.
She gonna get it from Angel? It looks like it.
She's got it for now, but Hernandez stays strong up on the top side. That extra
She really
banking
needs
on the
her-
top, giving the momentum to the 45. She's going to fall back in line, but
Whoa.
Laszlo and Iskandar, they're right there, along with Franz Bretschneider, who looks up to the top side.
Driver out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Going to the outside there. Oh, he gets into the wall.
So does Matt Metler just behind. There's another one in the wall. They're crashing. Mike Iskandar. And they wad him up, trying to slow down for the crash. I don't think we're gonna see any single car incidents here today.
No.
Now Iskandar's. Oh no, he's able to get going here. 51 up the hill.
And back down.
Into Iskandar. Caution out here for the third time today. 15 laps in. Brett Schneider gets into the wall, comes down and hooks into Iskandar, and they both go up. The 71 gets a piece of it right away, flies over the wall. Tomlinson's in there. You can see the 3, Matty Forens. 62 involved in another. Doesn't look like he hit much.
I would say that you don't want to be first to the beer stand, but I think Charles Robertson has those honors for today in that 54 car.
Yeah, that certainly could ring true. Oh my goodness! Adam Alisher had a whopper of an incident. Let's slow this down and try take another look here. We're coming down the front straightaway, the 24 peeking down to the inside with a run. Comes up the racetrack and just hooks into the 4 and oh
wow.
My goodness.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah, thank goodness this is a simulation.
Oh, I know, right?
Pit stops happening up front. Andrew Hernandez, Shane Griffin, Robert Lynch, they come in. Rhea Ferris, Mike Simon, and Curtis Kelly stay out. Let's get another look here of this incident. Wow. Well, I mean, it's tough when you can't see what's in front of you because of the hills on the inside of the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 4 blind corners, really.
Essentially, yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. We'll be right back with the restart. Live here in Monza, Rhea Ferris leads over Mike Simon, Curtis Kelly, Angel Hernandez, Shane Griffin, Rosa Laszlo, Courtney Nelson, Franz Brettschneider, John Hopley, and Matt Mettler. Only 3 more drivers on the lead lap. That's Justin Barkley, Casey Tomlinson, and Joey Maines. Tim Henderson, the first driver, 1 lap down in 14th. He's got Robert Lynch Jr., Michael Gervey, and Jack Yagerman with him. Michael Hagstrom, Matty Forms, and Chris Van Mastrick round out the top 20. So pace car makes that hard left turn. We are ready to roll once again here at the high banks of Monza. And we are green flag once again.
Yeah, Rhea Ferris is going to take this field down to turn number 1 here.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Holy cow!
Rhea hit a bump, got her into the inside wall, and
that hurt.
jeez.
That really hurt.
That is not what we wanted to see from our chief cook and bottle washer.
Nope. Not at all.
Take another look here. Yeah, that bump just sends her car down to the inside.
Oh.
Man.
That was rough. I think she still has a fast repair though.
She definitely does.
She's
Drivers like the
gonna use it.
62 might be running out the 42. Chris Van Mastrick, Matt Mettler, they could have used theirs. See the chopper with Matt Mettler here. There's just nowhere to go. There's so much speed and no space.
That's crazy.
Try to find another angle here.
Let's go. I was gonna say, let's go on board with Rhea.
Okay, yeah.
So she give it from her point of view. Touchdown. Oh, yeah, like you said, that
Bump
just
just
hit a
turned her
bump.
car to the left. I mean, I think she was a little bit close to that wall anyways, trying to defend the inside potentially. But that bump just launched her car back down to the inside. And
man. See the wheel here? She goes, hits the bump. Oh, yeah, like you said,
it just pointed her car.
She was along. Once she hits that bump, she was along for the ride, pretty much.
Yeah, the 51 behind her did the same thing. That was John Hopley. You can just see all of the calamity in the background. Jeff Weimer goes underneath the 12, and Ferris almost goes outside of the ballpark.
Well, I'm glad she stayed in the ballpark, but not glad that she is now, in the pit area, and she's been there for a very long time, for almost 3 minutes now.
Let's go on board with Weimer here. So there's the initial crash, and there's cars just stopping, flying everywhere. Weimer just goes straight under the 12. What an amazing shot. What an amazing view that Weimer just had right there. We get back to live pictures here. Mike Simon leads over Angel Hernandez, Rosa Laszlo, Shane Griffin, and Joey Maines. Under our 4th caution here on lap 21. 9 laps to go here in stage number 1. Of course, this race is being brought to you live on Sim Racing Media, courtesy of the drivers of the iSNF Cup Series. These guys do a lot in terms of, their driving talents here, but this league is kind of community funded. Everybody jumps in together and makes all this happen. So we want to give a big shout out to the drivers here in the iSNF Cup Series, whether they're racing here tonight or not. Everybody who shows up, this league happens because of you, and we are lucky enough to broadcast it because you guys show up. So thank you to each and every one of the drivers here in the iSNF NextGen Cup Series.
Yeah. And so here we are, lap 22, almost at the end of stage 1, and so far I think we got 10 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, we knew attrition was going to be the name of the game as we got in here. Look at some of the chats here. Is this place for real? All I ever see is wrecks. Backyard bird watching. This is a real track. It is now defunct. However, iRacing did scan it while they did the scan of the Monza road course. So we have this available to us to use. And yes, it is definitely an interesting track. It is a tough track, and there is nowhere to go when they crash. It's ridiculously unsafe. But it's spring
break, does not mean a lot of oceans.
Spring break, baby. Safety isn't what we do. We get drunk. I'm kidding. We don't do that for this race, but
hey, look, we're violating a lot of OSHA standards right now.
Well,
by being on this racetrack.
Yes, we are. But my point here is that this is kind of the spring break send-off race for this league, and it's almost a chance to blow off some steam. We know some guys aren't going to be here next week with Easter coming up, so yeah, we know it's not the perfect racetrack here, but that adds into the challenge that these guys are going to have. And I tell you what, whoever gets home with this race victory is definitely going to have earned it.
Whoever comes home on the lead lap's going to earn it.
Whoever makes it home, they've earned it.
There you go.
Again, we are, this is a situation where we're glad it's a sim, because we would have seen multiple fatalities throughout the course of this race with some of these impacts that we're seeing. This is a crazy, crazy racetrack, and we've already seen some crazy action, some beyond crazy crashes, and who's going to make it here to the end? Mr. Simon leads them down.
Yeah, Mike Simon takes the green flag, and we are down and away. And the turn number 1, he's got Angel Hernandez to the outside, and hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake that Rhea Ferris made just now.
Everybody gets through okay so far. Laszlo pushes that Interstate 11 up the racetrack. Shane Griffin going to fall back a little bit. Take a look at the right side, see what that damage looks like. Doesn't look too bad. So here's the 62 also out here, getting it done after being involved in a couple of accidents just outside of the top 5.
Well, I think we might get a couple of laps in here. Justin Barkley back there in 7th position.
Mike Simon up on the top side of the racetrack. Angel Hernandez into the race lead. Rosa Laszlo trying to follow through for second, and they fan out down the front straightaway.
Oh yeah, Angel Hernandez getting back to where he feels comfortable.
Oh man, there's the 11 getting turned up the racetrack in front of the 24, and the rest of the field comes in.
Barkley gets
oh man, the overstock car goes up and over, almost over the wall.
Man, oh man.
Well, we're gonna have a shootout for the stage win. This all started when the 11 got turned to the inside coming into turn number 1.
And I think that might have ended. Did I see Van Maastricht in there too?
Certainly could have been. There's the contact on the entry into the corner, and both of those guys are incredibly lucky that they didn't get into that wall. However, they come back up the racetrack into the 24. Now, as we switch camera angles, you can see the rest of the field just coming in. Let's jump it over to that 4 machine of Adam Elishire as he goes up and over on top of the wall, but back inside of the stadium.
You definitely don't want to be driving, flipping outside the ball yard.
See with Iskandar here. The spin's already happening in front of him. Everybody starts to check up. They see what's going on. Tomlinson all the way to the bottom. Trying to avoid it, but they come right down in front of Tomlinson. He gets through it, and nobody behind him is able to. Does the 77? No. The 31 gets through. Wow. What a drive there. We got to take a look on board with him.
Here we go. Mike Iskandar out of California. Oh man, that's a violent bump.
It really is. You can see where it upsets the car. It takes the front tires completely off the ground. Watch this drive here. He's going to go all the way bottom, all the way top. Something you don't really see unless you're riding on board with somebody is how these trees actually fall over the wall a little bit.
That is so crazy.
Well, Angel Hernandez is your race leader. We've got 4 drivers hoping to take the wave around.
Well, I think Matt Metler would be the first one to get it.
Four laps to go here in stage number 1. This has certainly been a chaotic event. We knew it was going to be. We knew what we were signing up for.
We knew
This
exactly
is our spring break.
Why the hell am I in here?
Do not know.
Whoa! I did nothing of the sorts.
I think somebody inadvertently jumped into the wrong chat. Was not sure why they were here, but we appreciate
that's live
every
television.
driver who wants to join us, even if it is for a moment and a cuss. Not that hell is a real cuss word. The reason it looks so dark, Thomas, is because in sim time it is 6:30 in the morning. These guys are racing at sunrise. So it's going to get a little bit brighter as this race goes on, but that would be the reasoning behind it. Lights are
It's a pretty
still
good reason.
on the iRacing pace car.
So these guys are racing at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm not even up at 6 o'clock in the morning, especially on a weekend.
I do everything I can to make sure that I am not. I have to work at 7 a.m., so I wake up at 5:30. But if it's a weekend, I am not getting up before noon.
Well, we got 3 laps to the end of the stage.
Yep, and they're doubled up, ready to rock and rumble here. Who's going to get these all-important 10 points?
This is going to bring about serious implications on the points too.
Andrew
Just
Hernandez,
wanna
if he
mention
wins this stage, he's going to be able to pad on more to his points lead.
Here we go. Hernandez, Simon on the front row. Laszlo Baines is row number 2. Nelson Tomlinson is row number 3. That's your top 6. Let's see, Griffin, Brent Schneider is 4th row. Your 5th row on this restart is Metler and Henderson. Matt Metler the other night having an out-of-body experience as he racing the Moonshiners Racing League, and race started that one, parked it, came up to the booth, and then had other obligations. But nonetheless, here we go. We're coming back to restart with 2 laps in the stage to go.
Are they gonna make it back? How aggressive do they get for these points? We're about to find out.
I can tell you right now, I think you want to be on the up there in the front, not so much in the back.
Green flag is in the air. We're racing once again. And yes, sir, that is Mike Simon, who is now in the race lead up on the top side of the racetrack.
Here they come
Most more
across the
problems
wall.
as these guys. Big problems for the 15.
And I would say that's probably the stage.
I would agree. There's the caution flag. They are just wrecking everywhere. Tim Henderson upside down, the 43, gonna get stuck on his lid.
Driver out of Syracuse, New York. He was in that second row when we came back to green.
Try to get a little bit further back. Tomlinson gets turned there by the 71. So there's 2 separate accidents going on. Try to see what happened here with Hagstrom. Goes down the racetrack, gets sent into that wall. Then we jump up to Casey Tomlinson. Justin Barkley's coming up through here as well.
Driver outside of Tampa, Florida there.
Nowhere for Isaac Wilson to go as that just came right up in front of him. He's able to drive through with the help of netcode, but that 7 comes up the racetrack. Can't keep it off the 22. He's down and driver's side into Iskandar.
That hurt.
Next caution of the race. That's going to end stage number 1. With Mike Simon, taking home the stage victory. See if we can't get a word with Mr. Simon here. Looking for him. Does not look like he is in a chat ready to talk to us. Well, that's all right. Stage 1 winner, Mike Simon.
I think he might be, concentrating.
Could be the case. We're going to go ahead and step away for a moment. We'll be right back with the start of stage number 2. Here we go, back live once again, ready to start stage number 2. Shane Griffin leads over Joey Maines, Rosa Laszlo, Casey Tomlinson, Angel Hernandez, Franz Brettschneider, Courtney Nelson, and Mike Simon rounding out the cars on the lead lap. Only 8 of them right now, so if these cautions keep coming, these guys are going to be trying to utilize those wave rounds, those free passes, all the while trying to keep their noses clean, which we know has been an incredibly tough task throughout the course of this race.
Yes, it has. Nonetheless, Shane Griffin and Joey Maines is going to bring the field back down the front straight away. Hopefully to take the green flag here this time by. It looks like they will. Pace car makes that hard left turn onto the pit road. And Shane Griffin takes the green flag. We are down and away. Down to turn number 1 goes Shane Griffin and Joey Maines. I don't know about you, Liam, but you ever hit a speed bump at 180 miles an hour?
No, I try to go as slow as possible over those.
Well, these guys are trying to go as fast as possible over.
Big move there by the 24. The 4 is going to react. Adam Alisher, he's 4 laps down at this point, but knows if he can get up there and make something happen. Get one of those laps back here, get one of them back there. It's a real tall order, but it's not impossible, especially with the way that these cautions have been falling.
I think this is probably a chance we get a good green flag running at this 6:50 local time right now here in Monza, Italy.
A little bit of contact with the 24 there. It's Isaac Wilson. He's got Franz Brettschneider to his outside. Franz, obviously, of course, he's a lead lap driver here, trying to get back up to this pack. These lap down cars all want to get as close to the leader, if not past him, to try to get one of those laps back. We've got a battle for the lead. Here comes Rosa Laszlo up on the top side.
I think this might be his style of racing right now.
Right up next to the fence, got a little bit loose, got into the wall just a hair. Gonna be clear for the lead, though, as the caution is out once again. Franz Brettschneider has crashed coming off of turn 4.
Yeah, even coming off of those corners, it really does upset the car, and I think his day might be done unless he has a fast repair.
Go on board, and he gets turned around. That's the 20 machine. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a different look as Rhea gets into it as well. She takes a hefty hit. Flies into the, we'll call it the no man's zone. So yeah, there's the initial contact where Franz gets turned around, gets sent back up the racetrack, almost into Lynch there. Heavy hit to the outside, and as he's coming back down the track, you're gonna see Rhea trying to avoid on the bottom. Oh, she got hit by the 78. And this is what I mean when I say no man's land. She gets behind the fence. She's into the fence. She's stuck into a corner here behind a billboard. That's a tough place to get out of, especially with that black smoke coming out of the engine. Tough place to get out of without a tow.
That one might... well, she's going to spend some more time on pit road. Bless you. Nonetheless, Laszlo is your leader here on lap 34 of 114. Griffin will be your second place car. Angel Hernandez will be your third place car. So Ford, Toyota, and then the closest Chevy is Joey Maines, who is your biggest mover of the race, or second biggest mover of the race. And he is up 23 spots to P4.
doing a great job. 24 spots gained by Casey Tomlinson in the 7th. Started shotgun on the field.
If I get dragged up in here one more time, I'm gonna let something loose on Brock.
We are not dragging you. Who was that?
I have no idea.
Give me just one moment. All right. Alan, it seems like you've got a partner up here in the booth.
I do. Courtney Nelson.
Copy.
What's up, Courtney? How's it going?
Oh, just plugging away.
Plugging away. Well, how's the track feel right now? Because there's a lot of, like speed bumps here in turn 1. How are you navigating through those speed bumps?
Don't go low. That thing caught me early in the race. There's a massive bump in there.
Right. Yeah. So I've never, look, I've never been to Italy, let alone seen the racetrack. But as we get ready to go get the green flag as we make our way around these long corners, is it almost kind of like playing Gran Turismo back in the day whenever you had the touch track?
It's pretty similar, yeah.
Try to hold it wide open. Well, we're going to let you get focused back up, and maybe we'll talk to you here after the race.
Hopefully. You guys have a good one.
You too. Well, Liam, since you got to break the fourth wall, I'm going to break the fourth wall too.
Where do we send you back to, Courtney?
I didn't want to ask.
Which team chat? I just tossed him into general.
That works for
fourth
me.
wall breaks are over for now. Coming to the green flag here with Rosa Laszlo, Shane Griffin, Angel Hernandez, Joey Maines, Courtney Nelson, Mike Simon, Casey Tomlinson, Franz Brettschneider, and Justin Barkley on the lead lap. 9 drivers now ready to roll here on the lead lap. One more than last time. See how far we go here. Stage 2 end on lap 60.
Well, here we go. Rosa Laszlo, Shane Griffin on the front row as the iRacing.com pace car makes that left-handed turn back to the pit lane where he belongs, and we are down and away. Coming to the green flag, that is. And we are down and away this time. And Angel Hernandez is going to give Laszlo a bump there going to turn 1. And that's going to upset the car. We're going to go 3 wide.
Yeah, up the racetrack with Casey Tomlinson. Still a 3 wide, almost sketchy moment. There's the 43, falls back in line to the bottom, trying to give a big shove to a Toyota teammate in the 20.
7 cars had a checky shorts moments. He got real close and personal with the guardrail.
Oh, there was some contact into the entry there.
Andrew Miller in that 78, or Brian Treadwell there in that 78 car. Oh, Rhea Ferris is back on the racetrack.
Yeah, a couple of laps down here in the 21st position. Justin Barkley up here. Adam Alisher with some problems. Goes off the racetrack. He's going to keep it. Oh, he had heavy wall contact. He's up in the air.
Oh, does he? He landed on all four. I give him style points for that one.
We stay
Please
green.
stay
We're
green.
still green, but that 4 car is going to have to pull off. He does not have any steering. He's going to have to try to make it back to the pit lane. Meanwhile, Joey Maines is your race leader now over Angel Hernandez.
We got a 4-car breakaway, 5-car breakaway, excuse me.
Here's the pass for the lead over Shane Griffin. Up on the top side with a big shove from the 45. Gets it done coming up off of turn 4. Both cars smack the wall. Laszlo tries to go to the inside, make it 3 wide, and that's going to kill the momentum down on the inside, allow that 45 to get through for second. Now Maines leads in a 5-car breakaway over Angel Hernandez, Courtney Nelson, Shane Griffin, and Rosa Laszlo. Mike Simon just about a second and a half off of this group, trying to give a big push to Isaac Wilson to close in. Is it going to be enough? So there you see that 4 machine. That's Adam Alishire coming up off of turn 4. He's able to get it back to the pits. Simon all over the rear bumper of that 24, moving to the right side. Do not want to get so close to that bump on the inside. We've seen it pull people into that wall.
We got about 20 laps to go here in stage 2. And right now, we got 2 distinct groups forming. We got the top 5 with Maines, Hernandez, Nelson, Griffin, Laszlo. And then we got a smaller group, which would be your top 9.
Top
cars
8,
there.
rather. You've got the
Top
24 a lap down, running 22nd, leading this second round.
So, I mean, now we're going to see what we typically see at the Daytona or Talladega. With these, you know, groups for forming up, as you will.
Hernandez is trying to get a run coming up off of this corner here. He's got the run. He's going to look, but there's nowhere comfortable to go with it. So he's just got to push the back bumper of that 9.
Yeah, you're going to have to make the pass on the straightaway, not so much the corners. I don't think you can do it in the corners. You have to wait till the straightaway to get your pass.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. You've got to set it up off of the corner, try to get the pass done down the straightaway, or you can try the risky move of getting a nice run down the straightaway and pulling a slider into the corner. But we know how well that banking works up on the top compared to the bottom. That slide job is going to be tough. Tough to pull it off.
Joey Maines gets down below the yellow line just a little bit. That's really going to upset the car.
Yeah, not sure if it was maybe him following down the car in a loose moment, or if he's just trying to get a different line, a different rhythm working here with the 45 behind him. You can see one of them in the back that looked like Mike Simon touching the grass there just a hair, because he's now at the tail end of this pack. Tried to make a move on the 24 to make a pass. Unable to get that job done, as now he is just... Yeah, well, it looks like he's struggling to get to the back of this pack once again.
I mean, he's losing the draft pretty rapidly there. And you really don't want to do that here at Monza.
Contact just in front with the 24 and the 31.
Hang on to it. Hang on.
These guys side by side up in front of Simon. That's going to help him catch up to these 3 drivers. Look at how close they're getting.
And that's going to allow Mike Simon to suck up to these other 3 drivers here. As you're on board with Mike Simon here. And
oh, the 43 and 24 rubbing doors on entry here.
Robbins racing, Liam.
Yes, it is, and this is close quarters. Mike Simon still sits in 6th place behind all 3 of these cars. They're all a lap down, and he's trying to work with them to get closer and closer to this lead pack. But as they race each other, that's going to create more drag and more of a distance, more of a gap between Mike Simon and those top 5.
You can see how violent that bump is, as I said like 10 times before. And we're rapidly approaching that 7:30 a.m. mark.
Yeah, even going through these corners, you can see just how much camera shake there is. These guys are lined up now. They're a little bit quicker than your race leaders.
Yeah, they're making great timing right now. Catch up to your race leader. We've been racing for about an hour and 2 minutes right now. So we got about 15 or so laps to the end of the stage.
This guy's getting side by side just in front of Simon once again. But able to cut out a 1/10.5 on the race leaders. Now they're side by side at the front of this group. Where does the 24 go? He goes to the bottom. 21's going to go to the top. Almost a little bit of contact with the 24 and 31 coming up off of 2.
Almost a little. There's a. Holy cow, these cars are shaking so violently.
Losing time to the leaders once again as these guys stay side by side. 24 and 43, that's a battle for 22nd place.
I mean,
Oh, and there's contact! The 24, Isaac Wilson, hard into the wall with the 31.
That's a caution.
We're still green so far. Wilson down to the inside. He's going to spin up in front of Mike Iskandar.
There's the caution. That's number 8.
Well, the longest green flag run we've had of the day comes to an end after contact between the 24 and 31. Then Mike Iskandar has nowhere to go.
Well, like you mentioned, next week we go to Richmond, Virginia.
Oh my goodness, the 78, Brian Treadwell, hit that pit wall entry.
That hurt. It definitely didn't feel good.
Oh my. There are so many weird things to hit at this track.
Well, I tell you this right now, though, Liam. Your chances of hitting both of those walls that stick out, one at the pit entrance and the other one at the entrance of turn 1, is more likely than you winning $1.1 billion in the Mega Millions.
Joey Maines overshot his pit stall. It's going to send him back a little bit. Angel Hernandez comes into the pits. Everybody's coming in for wholesale pit stops. Hernandez out of the pits. Over Maines, Griffin, Laszlo, and it looks like Courtney Nelson.
As we're about 12 away from the end of the stage.
Isaac Wilson here, involved in that last caution, still out on the racetrack, missing a front bumper. See if he elects to come in and make a pit stop. Tim Anderson coming out of the pits here. Oh, well. Thought he was going to spin it to the inside wall. Of course, this track being as old as it is, there's not an actual pit wall on the inside. These guys just run out of the garages.
I mean, there's that too.
This is a truly historic venue, and to be quite honest, it is a good example of why they don't use this oval anymore. Just because of how unsafe it is and how many advancements they would have to make it useful. And even then, you know, with the way that the Grand Prix circuit is set up, there's not really anywhere for the grandstands to be other than that front straightaway. You're not going to be able to see anything outside of what's directly in front of you with all these trees. So the history,
Liam,
it's beautiful to see, but
I will say this. Later on tonight, we are with ECR, NextGen Cup Series, Elite Cup Series Racing, rather. And we're at Atlanta, the new Atlanta.
oh boy.
So I'm ready for that one. As Saturday nights is mine and Liam's night to go double duty.
Drop on the pace car here. Angel Hernandez leads over Joey Maines, Shane Griffin, Rosa Laszlo, and Courtney Nelson. Then we've got Mike Simon, Franz Brettschneider, Justin Barkley, Casey Tomlinson, Tim Henderson, Jeff Weimer, Bob Wyckoff, and Jack Yagerman on the lead lap. 13 drivers on the lead lap now. Matt Metler, the first one lap down. Hoping for one more quick caution so he can get back into contention here before halfway.
Here we go, 2x2 behind their base car.
Doubled up and ready to roll.
Angel Hernandez. He has 7 wins, 38 top 10s. He's the season 5 champion last year. Brings the field down behind the iRacing.com pace car, as that car makes a hard left on the pit road.
Ten to go on the stage. Hernandez
Who's
will
gonna
lead
take
them
it?
down.
We're green flag racing here, and Angel Hernandez leads the field off into turn number 1. Like Liam said, we got 10 to go on the stage. Joey Maines is going to follow right behind him in P2.
Side by side for 4th place. That's Rosa Laszlo up on the top side of, I believe, Mike Simon.
Maria Ferris back on track again. Multiple laps down. 3 laps down to be exact.
Oh, there's a big problem getting into turn 3.
Oh, save it. And that's going to bring out the ninth caution.
That all started when the 22 got turned down to the inside. Simon was in it and they just come up the track. Ferris was in it as well. Is Matt Metler able to get through?
I think barely got through.
Well, if he gets hit, he's not eligible for the free pass. If he gets through, that's okay. He's going to be back on the lead lap. Ooh. He got through it. Matt Madler should be the free pass candidate.
Good thing for that one.
Maria Ferris in the pit lane getting some work done. See how long it takes for her to get back out. Franz Brettschneider comes in as well with heavy, heavy damage. Overshoots his box just a little bit. Mike Simon, you see, getting some damage repaired as well. Franz getting that fast repair done. He's got one left. Or had one left. Uses it.
He does. He doesn't now.
Matt Metler's got a pretty clean car right now, and I believe with the 2 to green call, he's going to be waved around. Try to not hit that bump there, and yeah, Matt just trying to get around that Tomlinson machine, I believe, to get his lap back. Keep an eye on that as Angel Hernandez continues to lead over Joey Maines, Shane Griffin, and Courtney Nelson. Rosa Laszlo rounds out the top 5. Gonna go ahead and step away for another quick side-by-side break. We'll be right back with the restart and the end of stage 2. Back live here, ready for another restart. Angel Hernandez over Joey Maines, Courtney Nelson, Shane Griffin, and Rosa Laszlo in the top 5. Casey Tomlinson, Tim Henderson, Justin Barkley, Bob Wyckoff, Jack Yagerman, Jeff Weimer, and Matt Metler back on the lead lap.
And the pace car had a check your shorts moment.
Everybody has.
Here we go. The field getting led down to the green flag.
Pace car makes that hard left turn once again. Hernandez over Maines. Green flag
Green
back in
flag.
the air. We are rocking and rolling once again here in Monza. And Angel Hernandez out to a strong, commanding lead. But for how long with that draft setting in behind him? 3 wide. There goes Weimer to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got 22 to his outside. Remember, that's Justin Barkley. Not on the lead lap at the moment. No, actually, yes, he is. Forgive me there. Jeff Weimer has actually just gotten back on the lead lap within these last couple of cautions. You see the other Penske car, Rhea Ferris, getting up into the grass, into the dirt just a little bit.
Angel Hernandez is on pit road, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it says that, but I can confirm he is leading this race as we take a look at that 45 on the racetrack, not on the pit lane. Not entirely sure what the scoring has going on with that, but Joey Maines looks to the bottom side. The 45 defends, moves back up to the top side. We've got 7 cars in this lead draft with Justin Barkley and Jack Yagerman trying to stay with it.
Yeah, I mean, you got Joey Maines there, Angel Hernandez, pretty solidly leading this one here. They got a whole gaggle of cars, so I think these guys can get on a 2-car breakaway.
Oh,
we got
problems!
around.
Is that Tim Henderson? Yes, Tim Henderson goes around, back up in front of the field. Back down the racetrack, no caution yet. Let's look up through the field to see if there's any more calamity going on. We know one wreck often leads to another here. Everybody seems to be A-okay as they continue through turns 3 and 4. Tough break there for Tim Henderson, who jumps to the pits. Angel Hernandez continues to lead in a 5-car breakaway.
That's what I like to see. We got 4 laps to the end of the stage.
And we talked a lot about the attrition at the beginning of this race. With an
Not too
incident
many
like
cars are
that,
falling out.
separating these packs from each other, that also takes away the possibility for incident.
It does. And right now, we are
3 to go in stage
3 to
number
go.
2. Just past, this is the halfway lap of the race, 57 out of 114. Andrew Hernandez wants to lead at halfway. He wants to lead at the end of the second half as well. But only one driver can get that done, and he's got 5 hungry drivers right behind him.
Yeah, as we approach 7 a.m. local time here in Monza.
Yeah, we got a little bit more light on the racetrack, but not much. I'm not sure how the time progression is working here, but 2 more laps here in stage number 2. 6 drivers with a shot to get 10 points. Moving forward in the season, Maines looks up to the top side. He's got no help. He's got 2 car links between him and Shane Griffin. Coming up off of 2, they've got a lapped car in the 77 just in front of them.
That's Jack Yagerman there.
Yagerman shouldn't pose much of a threat to these guys, but if they catch him at the wrong time, that could definitely throw a wrench in some plans.
I think he's going to throw a wrench in a few plans.
Hernandez continues to block that low lane. Now Maines looks up to the top, doesn't quite have enough space, but they're below that white line. Now they move up above it as they come across the Parabolica.
Whoa.
Into the wall is... They're both side by side. The 47 of Wyckoff and the 11 of Shane Griffin were leaning on each other. Wyckoff got up into the wall. They're going to fall away from this pack. Now 3 drivers in the lead draft with Justin Barkley trying to chase them down. Those 2 green cars with a hefty margin to try to overcome now.
They just don't have enough to get... Barker just does not have enough to catch Laszlo as we are getting ready to come to the end of stage number 2.
Maines looks down to the bottom, tries to root him up out of the way. Nothing doing there. Can Laszlo get to the back of Maines? Laszlo to the back of Maines, doesn't want to help him. Across the start-finish line, Angel Hernandez gets stage number 2. And I believe Laszlo takes second place for Maines, as now Laszlo is up into the wall. We're going to let all 10 of our point getters cross the start-finish line before we call the caution. And now the caution is out for the 10th time today, the first of our scheduled cautions. The first one at the end of stage 1 was brought out due to a crash, so we ended that stage under caution. Stage 2 is over. It goes Angel Hernandez, Rosa Laszlo, Joey Maines, Justin Barkley, Bob Wyckoff, Shane Griffin, Courtney Nelson, Jeff Weimer, Casey Tomlinson, and Matt Metler comes through to get himself a stage point. See if
That was a barn burner of a stage.
See if we can talk with our stage 2 winner. Talk to them a little bit before the race. Angel Hernandez. It's Liam and Alan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, stage 2 winner. That was a pretty straightforward battle. It seemed like Maines was trying to get to your inside through 3 and 4. Wasn't quite able to do it, and then they got side by side behind you. Did you draw it up that way, or?
It's pretty much just up to him if he wanted to try and go down the inside when he was in my bumper a couple of times. I guess he didn't want to take it. I don't know if it was more of a risk thing or just not really caring about the points. But it worked out for us then.
Well, stage 2 is done. We're just past halfway. We've got 54 laps to go, and the battle of attrition has continued on all day. What's it going to take to keep that 45 car clean and out front?
I think it's going to be a matter of just finding people to work with and just trying to stay out of trouble like always.
Sounds good. Well, we'll let you get to your pit stop here. Appreciate you for joining us, and best of luck moving forward.
I think it's.
Angel Hernandez, your stage 1 winner. Now he's in the pits. Great job getting stopped there for his pit stall. So we move in to the final stage of this race. Barkley making a 2-tire call. He's going to get out first. Jack Yagerman stays out to inherit the race lead for now. He was at risk of going a lap down right before that stage ended. And that pit stop that he made right before tells us exactly why. We haven't seen a lot of guys today try to flip these stages. Try to come in a little bit before the stage end and pass everybody who pits under the caution flag. Jack Yagerman, he has done that. Made that pit stop on lap 56 before the end of the stage. Stayed on the lead lap, and now he gets to inherit the race lead. Good job by that 77 team. Good heads-up strategy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to try something here. It looks like most of the field's back on the racetrack here after their pit stops. That should put 11 cars back on the lead lap.
Franz Brett Schneider, he's on the pit lane, currently on the lead lap. He's trying to get some more damage fixed so he can get back out of the racetrack without losing a lap.
It's tough to lose a lap and then make it back out.
I mean, of course, with the number of cautions that we've seen, you do have at least a little bit of an opportunity to get one of those laps back with the free pass.
You're not
these
wrong.
Guys out in front of Yagerman, talking about the 71 of Everhart. These guys get to use the wave around. Got Mike Iskandar up there as well. These guys will get one of their laps back. Should put Michael Everhart back on the lead lap. As a host of cars get to go around, Chris Van Mastrick, John Hobley, I believe, as well. We are doubled up once again. Jack Yagerman over Justin Barkley, Angel Hernandez, Courtney Nelson, Rosa Laszlo, Joey Maines, Matt Metler, Bob Wyckoff, Casey Tomlinson, Shane Griffin, and Jeff Weimer round out the top 11. Franz Brettschneider in 12th. He is actually the last guy on the lead lap. Was able to make it out in front of the pace car and catch up to this field. So 12 drivers on the lead lap. Michael Everhart got one of his laps back, still being shown one down in 13th place. Tim Henderson and John Hopley also able to get one of their laps back. However, they are still listed as 2 down, along with Isaac Wilson and Andrew Miller. Michael Gervey is 2 down as well. 3 down is Michael Hagstrom. 4 down is Rhea Ferris. 5 laps down, Michael Iskandar. And Brian Treadwell is 6 laps down. Mike Simon seems to have... he's currently sitting in the pits. Robert Lynch Jr., Curtis Kelly, Adam Elishire, Matty Forns, Chase Harden, and Charles Robertson have all loaded it up onto the hauler to make that long, long trek across the pond to the United States.
That is not a trip you want to make this early in the race.
No, it's definitely not. You know, these guys... We talked with some of them about how making it to the end was going to be the most important thing, and those guys have to be gutted to not be able to make it to the end. However, we're going to have 51 laps to go here at this restart. Green flag back in the air, and that 77 did not get the start he wanted. Justin Barkley up on the top side with a huge push from Courtney Nelson. He's going to be able to make that pass for the lead and now get down and clear the inside lane as here comes Nelson up on the top with a little bit of help. Rosa Laszlo up on the top, trying to give a push.
Here comes Courtney Nelson on the outside with Rosa Laszlo.
Side by side for the race lead.
They gotta make that pass before they get to the corner, though.
No, not quite side by side. They were side by side for second, but a great push by Jagerman, able to keep that 22 out front, getting through turns 3 and 4. Now, things starting to shake up just a little bit. Hernandez slides up off of the bottom of the racetrack, moves up to the top of the racetrack, and now here comes that 62 with a strong run. Big push. Jagerman not able to get to the back bumper of the 22. They're going to be side by side getting into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Courtney Nelson for the race lead.
Courtney Nelson, get advantage to Courtney Nelson coming around turns 1 and 2.
Trouble in the back. Jeff Weimer hard into the wall.
Please stay green.
Right front is not turning. The caution is out. We've got more problems. Isaac Wilson is around. Rhea Ferris gets turned around down the back straightaway, and her front end is all torn apart.
That one might end her night there.
Oh, this is a previous caution. Tomlinson gets turned around on the inside. Brett Schneider in the 50. Oh my goodness. The 71 flies in there.
Wow.
Everhart. See what happened to Franz Brett Schneider.
Franz.
Trying to get checked up here. And... Whoa. There's a...
That was calamity at its best.
Got stuck behind the tires and on his lid.
And that might require the tow truck.
For John Hopley went off. He got a bump from the 20. We got to take it on board with Everhart.
Yeah.
Smoke, debris, calamity.
You said that almost like it was door bumper clear.
Are we naming a new podcast?
No, we're just name dropping it.
Oh, well. I am a big door bumper clear listener.
You kind of seem like the kind of person that would listen to door clear.
Yeah, well, I am a NASCAR fan, and I like to hear from people in the industry giving their opinions.
I'm a Dale Jr. download fan.
Under caution here for the 11th time.
10's for cause. 9 cautions. Yeah, 10 cautions for cause.
The light's still on the pace car. We'll see if they turn off this time around as Courtney Nelson pulls out of the race lead over Justin Barkley, Jack Yagerman, Joey Maines, and Rosa Laszlo in the top 5.
And these drivers all have virtual jet lag. Maybe.
No, this race is still happening at the same time. At least for these guys.
Well, it looks like we're going to get these guys re-racked and restacked here, get ready for the restart.
Ready to roll here. It's going to be the 62, the 22, the 77, the 9, and the 6. And the 47, the 60, the 2, the 11, and the 45, rounding out the top 10.
All right, here we go. Get ready to come back for the green flag. As the field works its way out of corner number 4.
Up through turns 3 and 4. A little bit of tire scrubbing. These guys getting right up next to the wall. Now, I'm not sure how iRacing handles it, but there is a little tiny bit of grass and moss overgrowth up under the guardrail. I don't think it gets these guys squirrely like the regular grass does, but we'll see as these guys start to push up and up the racetrack here with less than 50 to go. Green flag back in the air. Justin Barkley gets away with a little bit of a nose out front of Courtney Nelson. Nelson not trying to give that space up at all. Door banging, getting into turns 1 and 2. Trying to utilize that bottom. Jack Yagerman falls in line behind. The bottom side has the draft, but the top side has the run, and put the 22 of Barkley out front. Here comes Bob Wyckoff trying to take away 5th place.
Angel Hernandez back there in 9th position, riding in line, doing Angel Hernandez things, kind of waiting it out, see what happens. letting the race come to him. Matt Metler up there in P7. He's having a good run right now. And we got trouble.
He's got one top 10. If he can get up into the top 5, that'll guarantee his best finish in the iSNF series, as the caution has come out once again. Trouble in the back. The 24 of Isaac Wilson gets turned around once again.
The Shelton, Washington native. And it looks like he's going to take it behind the wall and do a little self-diagnosis of the race car. Man.
I will say this is likely the smallest crash we've seen today.
You're not wrong.
There is just nowhere to go when things happen in front of you, and when these guys have been packed up all over each other like they have been, it's so tough to get out of the way of something.
Oh, you're like I said, you're definitely not wrong.
Again, we appreciate everybody tuning in live here on YouTube to the Sim Racing Media channel. This has been a chaotic show. We are well aware of it. But we knew what we were getting into when we saw this on the schedule. The league knew what they were getting into. It might not be pretty, but there is going to be a very, very well-earned trophy delivered at the end of this thing. And we've still got 20 drivers plus on this racetrack thinking they've got a shot at it. Some of them one lap down, some of them more than that.
I'm just doing it for fun right now.
Well, hello. We got Brian Treadwell up in here.
Yep.
Brian, how's it going?
Good, man. Just trying to last the whole race.
We're 71 laps in the book. We're under our 12th caution, 11 for cause. What's the track been like out there?
I think it's kind of like that iRacing track where it's bumpy in and off the corner is the biggest thing. And then I guess the big game between the apron and the top.
So what's it been like going over those bumps there on the entrance of turn 1, trying to pick some drivers' brains tonight as they try to navigate those bumps?
Right. Sometimes you get a little air, sometimes you won't. You can definitely feel it. You can definitely feel like I'm moving around when you hit that bump. Definitely.
All right. Well, Brian, we want to wish you good luck, and we've had quite a few visitors up here tonight. I think, as we are 71 laps in, like I said, getting ready to get doubled up. So what's the strategy going the rest of the race?
I'm just trying to last. I only have 2 more, and I would say 1, maybe 2 more stops. 1 or 2 more stops, I'm thinking, and 2 fast repairs. That's all I have left. Whatever repairs.
Well, all right. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out of here?
Yeah, always my parents. I race mods at Wisconsin up here in Maine. That helps me with that. My parents, family. But yeah, here in Maine, I race at Wisconsin in my mod.
Well, all right, Brian. Good luck for the rest of the race, and we'll hopefully talk to you at the end.
Yeah, hopefully. I've done better than this in my mods.
We are doubling up once again here at the front of the field.
Yep.
We've still got Brian in here, and now we've got Iskandar in here as well. People are just jumping up in here.
It's kind of like finding our way up here.
Not totally sure Well, we got Trackhouse Racing's Mike Iskandar with us for a quick moment. Mike, how's it going?
It's kind of horrible.
I can understand that. You've been involved in quite a few incidents. Talk with us about this racetrack. You're going through blind corners, essentially. I mean, a crash could happen with you having no idea, and then all of a sudden, you come around the corner and they're stopped in front of you at your, 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, I got stopped in the grass and couldn't get out of it, so I got towed back and messed my entire day up. So.
We know it's been tough for you, Mike, but there's still time left for a recovery. Do you have any sort of strategy?
Hopefully get back in the lead lap. We'll see how it goes.
Well, that's where everything starts. Thanks for joining us, Mike, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how everybody's been able to jump up into the booth here, so... we'll gladly take the interviews for sure. It's just we prefer when we get to pull you in and know what we're going to ask you versus...
On the spot?
Yeah, on the spot. I mean, no complaints here at all. I just feel like it's a little bit better for you guys watching when we know what we're going to ask our drivers. But hey, everybody's kind of in unfamiliar territory here at the Monza Oval, and that can definitely make things fun. Here as we get ready for another restart, Justin Barkley over Courtney Nelson, Jack Yagerman, Rosa Laszlo, and Joey Maines. Green flag back in the air.
Justin Barkley gonna get the jump off of Courtney Nelson. A small one, and he navigates these bumps pretty good.
To the bottom of the racetrack goes Barkley, trying to take away the race lead. Not enough. Coming up off of turn number 2 as Courtney Nelson has the nose out front with a push from Rosa Laszlo.
I tell you what, though, the Chevys have a shorter nose, so Justin Barkley, if he were to need that extra little 3 inches there on the front of his race car, he has it.
It might be what won Daniel Suarez the race in Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, but here comes that 62 up on the top, and here comes Yagerman looking to the middle for 3 wide. He's now on the bottom, entering turn number 1. Can he get over this bump? Keeps it clean, does a wheelie, but gets the slider done and takes the race lead, getting into turn number 1. What a job there! His front tires were off the ground, and he still landed it to get grip.
I give Jackie.
Oh, and around goes the 62 down the back straightaway.
Whoa.
Justin Barkley is involved as well. Big crash.
20 cars involved.
Caution out once again.
Oh, man.
And there's not a good wall or a good place to hit here at this track. If you hit anything, you are Dunyan rings.
It's going to be a hard hit no matter what. Tough break.
Nelson and the 22 get together to start off this entire chain reaction. Blimp is still not in a good spot. I'm not sure what we're paying Goodyear for at this point. Maybe even a little bit of net code to cause the initial hook. I think they might have hit either way, but as everybody tries to avoid, you see the 78 of Treadwell get up in there. Barkley stuck going backwards.
As Liam saw the lights of the Goodyear blimp and it said that he's a pimp.
I don't know that Goodyear ever said that to me, but...
I mean, they said it to Ice Cube, so why not Liam, right?
I'm not a worldwide established hip-hop artist. That might be a good reason why. Anyways, Jack Yagerman continues to hold on to the race lead.
entertainment and informative we are here at SRM.
Well, we do our best. Joey Main stays out with Matt Metler and Bob Wyckoff to take over the top 3. Angel Hernandez, Jeff Weimer, Rosa Laszlo, Jack Yagerman come in. Shane Griffin stays out. Courtney Nelson just makes it to the pit lane. See if he's got a fast repair left to use. He does not have a left front tire or hub assembly on that car right now. Slides through the box. I guess he does have a left front tire.
It's just not, well.
He's got to back up to get into his box. Fast repair is taken.
Now he's just 2-4 tires and he'll be on his way.
Exactly. Well, we're going to go ahead, take another quick break here. We'll be right back with the restart. Back live here, it's Joey Mains over Matt Metler, Angel Hernandez, Bob Wyckoff, Jeff Weimer, Jack Yagerman, Courtney Nelson, Rosa Laszlo, Shane Griffin, and Tim Henderson, your top 10. Also, the last driver on the lead lap.
This racing is so good right now that my broadcast partner Liam Irving is getting all choked up through this race here as we get ready to come back to the green flag here. iRacing.com pace car will make its hard left turn, and Joey Mains will lead the field down to the green flag here once across the line.
Do apologize for the
we are green flag racing, and Joey Mains gets off to a good start there. Matt Metler there on the outside. He's going to try to take the lead here.
Justin Barkley had an incident right there on the restart there, but we stay green. Matt Medler holds out of the race lead, and yeah, Alan, I appreciate you jumping in. I don't know what kind of allergy stuff I've been dealing with, but I've been sneezing, coughing, all sorts of things left and right. I can't thank you enough for being able to jump in and kind of take over for me when I need it. Andrew Hernandez takes over the race lead over Matt Medler. Jeff Weimer up on the top side, trying to take away third. He's got to run. He's got to tow. Gets up into the wall. Is it going to be enough? He's got the run up on the top side of Medler. They come across. Medler going to be able to hold on to second. He blocks down to the bottom over Maines. He's going to move up the racetrack to avoid that wall. Does a wheelie, as does almost everybody now as they continue to defend that line. Bob Wyckoff is in the wall. Or not Bob Wyckoff. Mike Iskandar goes around.
And we stay green.
So far, so good. He's off the racetrack.
Yeah, I mean, does he... He takes off, but I think he's just going to have to get a tow.
He's able to get away. Doesn't look like he really hit anything. We'll take a look at that in just a few moments. With the top 5, 6, 7 single file. Bob Wyckoff now to the inside of Jeff Weimer. And around goes Wyckoff!
The 47 car, Bob Wyckoff, goes around Chandler, Arizona native. He keeps it straight, though.
He's bouncing off the wall, trying to keep that car straight. He's got hefty damage, and look at those guys diving into the inside. We stay green.
Figure out pretty quick if he can keep going. He might try to ride that wall all the way around the corner.
Yeah, I think that right side is heavily damaged there. It's going to be tough for him to continue on. He might need to come in and get that thing looked at. Still, however, it's Andrew Hernandez out front over Matt Metler and Joey Maines.
That 2-car, Jeff Weimer there. He's your top 6 car right there. Man, I mean, look at that bump. Look at the area you guys get. These guys get, you know, Michael Gurfey there in that number 20 car out of Lawson, Missouri. Another driver out of the Show Me State.
Yeah, it's one of your boys there, huh?
Yeah, it's one of my boys. I think he's on the northwestern side of the state.
Matt Metler looks down to the inside of Hernandez, trying to take the race lead. He doesn't have any help. He's got a nose out front, but Hernandez has the banking. He has the draft. Metler jumps up, trying to side draft, but Joey Maines gets up there, gets into the wall just a little bit, but he's able to get up there and give that push to the 45. He's going to clear for second place as Matt Metler now gets hung out to dry. Big air for Metler as he gets into the corner. He's rocking that bottom side. He knows he can't use up all the racetrack that he wants to. Racing now side by side with a couple of lappers. He's going to want to be a little bit, you would think he would be a little bit more aggressive with those guys, knowing that they're not for position, saying, hey, why are you messing with my race?
Yeah, Matt Metler having probably about as good a run as he can have all week long. I see is solidly in the top 6.
A couple of lap cars up here. That's the 43 and the 20 of Andrew Miller and Michael Gurvey. Just in front of these guys in this pack is Rosa Laszlo. That will be for position as Laszlo goes over those bumps. See how Hernandez deals with it. Now we've got side-by-side Weimer and Nelson. This is a battle for 4th place.
Yeah, lap 83 here. Courtney Nelson, that driver out of Grand Junction, Colorado, putting on a good run here in the season in the iSNF debut.
Got 0 starts, 0 wins, 0 top 10s, no driver rating. We haven't seen Courtney Nelson at all. Fantastic drive here up in the top 5, running in 5th place. Now 4th as Courtney gets around Jeff Weimer. Trying to, at least on the inside. He's got the help. He's got Weimer cleared just about. No, Weimer stays in it on that higher banking. Laszlo gets out of the way. Going to get out of the way for those positions as well. Not going to be able to get some draft here from this pack.
I think this lead group's pretty much got this track figured out by now.
Seems like it. These guys just pretty content to stay single file.
I mean, you almost have to. As we're in the 7 o'clock hour here in Monza, Italy. Mamma mia, mamma mia. Angel Hernandez there takes the field over the bumps.
Jeff Weimer gets
Weimer
up
gets
into the wall a little bit. Contact here, the 43 trying to come through. That's Andrew Miller.
I don't know if I'd call it a wall, but I would definitely call it a guardrail.
Well, it's all the same.
Yeah, guardrail, wall, it's all the same. Good. Tomato, right?
Well, you know, they're not really getting up into the fence when we say he put them in the fence, are they?
No, not really.
Yeah, you know. So
Of course, I've seen that a couple times in real life. Nonetheless, we're back up here in the front. Courtney Nelson right now running in a 4th position, trying to figure out what he needs to do to get around Jack Yeagerman there in that 77 car as they are approaching a lot of traffic. Michael Gervey just outside of Kansas City there in Lawson, Missouri, closer to Excelsior Springs, Missouri. So he's about 3 hours west of me. Angel Hernandez driving a car like he stole it.
Yeah, doing an excellent job holding on to this lead, blocking the lines he needs to. And it's not really a tough job to block right now because nobody wants to get down to that inside because we've seen cars get turned down to the inside.
Joey Maines giving him a good push there around the corners. And it looks like they're going to come up on Isaac Wilson here pretty quickly. They come down the back straightaway.
Looks like they shouldn't have any trouble chasing him down. Still, the top 3 remains Angel Hernandez, Joey Maines, and Jack.
Here we go. They're going to probably catch Isaac Wilson there in the middle of turn 2.
I believe that's Iskandar, actually.
Iskandar? Okay. We'll go with Iskandar. I seen a blue car down the front end, so I associated it with Wilson there. Yeah, you're right, it's Iskandar. We started with 33.
Oh, crash in the back.
Cars.
Is that Barkley? No, it wasn't Barkley. It was somebody else. Bob or Brian Treadwell.
Brian Treadwell. We stay green now.
We stay green. He's able to get back to the pits. We've got 25 laps to go.
25 laps to go here in this one. Like Liam just said, Angel Hernandez and Matt Mettler just ran the fastest lap of the race so far. The 45.60. Matt Mettler rounding out your top 5. So we see Angel Hernandez diving down below. Joey Maines going to pull out a line and try to take a look there to the outside of Angel Hernandez. I don't think I'd do it in the corner. Driver out of Mexico, Angel Hernandez, only 17 years old. And he's driving like a NASCAR veteran. 24 to go. Angel Hernandez leading this front group there. Looks like Jeff Weimer struggling to keep up with the lead back.
Definitely struggling to keep up with these guys. He's fallen back a considerable amount, but Matt Mettler still sticking around here. He's up in the 5th place. Tried to go for the lead earlier, fell to the back of this pack. Now Jeff Weimer's fallen out of the draft.
I think Matt's just kind of buying his time here, you know, and trying to just ride there. You know, we got 23 to go. Don't do anything too hasty just yet.
Yeah, he's currently on track for his best finish of his iSNF career. This would be his first top 5 if he can hold on to it. But we do have a long way to go. 23 laps to go as they come across the line. And with how many cautions we've seen, we cannot rule that possibility out as we move forward in these next races.
I mean, yeah, we had a lot of cautions earlier, but I mean, these guys are stringing some laps together as they come up on another lap car. I think that one is Isaac Wilson, and they're going to catch him in the middle of 3. Angel Hernandez and the rest of the field are going to go around Isaac Wilson there in a 24 car to put him another lap down. Rhea Ferris is getting back onto the race service as they will catch her in the middle of turns 1 and 2.
No change up front. Rhea Ferris stays out of the way on the bottom of the racetrack. It's Hernandez, Maines, Jagerman, Nelson, and Metler. Weimer has lost a ton of time. Tim Henderson, he's coming into the pits. That's something that we haven't even thought about. These guys can't make it to the end. Green flag pit stops. We have no idea how that's going to go. So Tim Henderson,
We make
he's
it
the
to
first.
find out.
I don't think they can.
I don't think they can make it. I think we're going to green flag pit stop though.
I think it is entirely possible.
Angel Hernandez still out front. Nothing changed there.
Now here comes Maines
Agreed.
looking to the bottom. He's got a little bit of help. He's going to try to move down as Hernandez tries the block. Hernandez, oh, a little bit of contact as
Whoa!
Nelson gets turned around.
Does Metler make
Over
it
the
through?
wall goes the 20 as the caution comes out for the 14th time today.
I think Metler was in the pits at the time of the caution.
Matt Metler is in the pits. This could actually be a huge benefit to him if he's able to stay on the lead lap as Angel Hernandez now comes around to lap Matt Metler. So takes away that advantage.
Man. That's a tough break.
Both of them behind the guardrail, over the wall.
And back to grandmother's house.
"20 laps to go. The Italiano 300 at Monza Super Speedway."
Well, this is going to allow Jeff Weimer to catch back up to that draft. Angel Hernandez is just doing Angel Hernandez things.
Yeah, pretty much. Already with an 85-point lead. Continues to lead this race. Led the most laps at this point. Everybody's coming in, though.
I mean, you almost have to. This would probably get you to the end.
Hernandez going to win the race off pit road over Maines, and Weimer gets off in third place over Shane Griffin, Bob Wyckoff, and Tim Henderson. Trying to catch up here. So we're only going to have 6 drivers on the lead lap, which I believe, Alan, you predicted 5.
I did. Oh, man. I mean, what a race this has been, though.
Yeah, this has been calamity. It's been chaotic, but it's been a blast. It's been, you know.
That it has.
It's been a lot of fun here. We've got under 20 laps to go here. Like these guys are ready to get doubled up. Isaac Wilson gonna try to take the wave around here.
Could this be the last restart of the night? We don't know.
It is possible.
Very possible.
Lights are off on the pace car. Hernandez to the bottom of the track. Remains Weimer, Griffin, Wyckoff, and Henderson. Looks like Henderson's going to have to start at the back of this field, taking the free pass. Bob Wyckoff just in front of him. So the top 4 grouped up together.
Hey guys, I think somebody drugged me up here.
Yeah, I've been hearing reports that there's a Discord issue where people are just getting moved. So we've been kind of dealing with that all night. So while we have you here, Jeff, how's your race going? You're restarting 3rd.
It's going all right.
Well, you got, looks like 18 laps to go, 17 at the restart. What's your strategy here what's your strategy here moving forward?
I'm just going to hang back, relax a little bit till about lap 5, maybe.
Awesome stuff. No, you didn't join us on purpose, but thanks for joining us. We'll get you back to Team Penske.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, not sure what's been going on with that all night. We've got a chat saying that's a Discord issue. So we appreciate you, Thomas, for jumping in, chatting with us, letting us know. We're going to have ourselves a restart. Angel Hernandez, Joey Maines, and Jeff Weimer ready to rock and roll. Shane Griffin in the 11 on the outside. The top 4. So he's leaving plenty of space here in front of him behind Joey Maines. The blimp is finally in a good spot for the restart here. Won't be for long. Green flag in the air, the inside lane, much better organized, gets out front.
Here we go. $17 to go. Angel Hernandez out front. Shane Griffin in that number 11 car there. Native out of Cincinnati, Ohio there. Definitely wanting to put together a good run there. He is running P4 currently. And we are coming to 16 to go. Six cars left on the lead lap here. Rhea Ferris behind the number 11 car there. She is multiple laps down. 5 laps on to be exact.
Yeah,
She's
sitting in
riding
20th place.
Yeah, trying to get plenty of points. She's got a fast.
Joey Main sitting in 2nd place. That's our biggest mover of the day as he continues to push the back bumper off of the 45 in front of him.
I think he's just waiting to make that move.
I mean, this 8-car group here involving, I believe, the top 4. Tim Henderson and Bob Wyckoff are in another group here. Trying to close in on those cars up in front, but with these guys getting side by side in front, especially with that 20 car having the damage he has, as there's contact. Jagerman and the 20, Robertson, make a little bit of contact, rather. It's not Robertson in the 20, that's Michael Gervey. All the way down to the bottom goes Jagerman. He's going to get big time sideways. Goes around, upside down, down the back straightaway, looking for a caution.
So far, we'd say green.
He's backwards up against the fence. See if he tries to tow it from here or if he's just waiting.
Driver out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, now he's high-centered himself. He's going to have to tow. No, he's able to get back.
No, he gets out of it.
Still green. He's going to come up the racetrack just in front of the 22. And that car is toast. I mean, you can see there's a bent toe angle on the back end. He goes around again down the back straightaway, hits that wall a ton. He's going to have to tow it back here as the race leaders are driving right by him.
And I'm sure that race control is mic'd up and told him that.
He's going to try to get it back here, but look at that left rear. It's a tough angle to see, but you can see it's pointed in. We've stayed green throughout that whole incident here. Angel Hernandez is now under fire from Joey Mains down the inside, trying to use Chris Van Maastricht's draft. Not going to be enough. He lets off, and now the 43 moves up to the top side to try to get his lap back. Contact between Mains and the 43. That's Andrew Miller. Currently 2 down, trying to get one of them back so he can race for the free pass if another caution comes out. Angel Hernandez out to a car length and a half lead. Not what he wants, going down the back straightaway.
Here comes Angel Hernandez.
He's continuing to gap these guys.
Joey Mays on the inside, trying to catch a side draft from the 43 maybe.
The 43 utilizing that side draft, but now they've caught up to the race leader. Who's going to be able to get the run up around him? Joey Mains all over the back bumper of that 45. He does not want a lapped car to be involved in his race for the win here. As now he's looking to the inside into turn 1. Hits that bump, hits that jump, gets behind the 45. Man, this stuff is absolutely crazy. Alan, I know I keep interrupting you, but every time they go over that bump, dude, I think they're just going to fly off the racetrack.
I mean, they're getting more air time than the skateboard at the X Games.
Tony Hawk would be proud of this stuff.
Maybe
not the 720s and 1080s we've seen in the air. But tell you what, these top two getting further and further away as Gervey Miller trying to use that side draft with Weimer to stay close enough. He wants to make this pass. He wants to get around the 45 and take one of his laps back, because then he's going to be in the fight for the free pass when the caution comes out. If the caution comes out. There's definitely a possibility with 11 laps to go here. That's over 25 miles.
Nelson wants to see a caution. Tomlinson wants to see a caution. Angel Hernandez does not want to see a caution. And I would even put Joey Mains on that short list of people that don't want to see a caution either.
I would say if you're in the top 3, you'd probably like a caution right now. Or would not like a caution right now. Shane Griffin in 4th. He's got to get around these 2 lappers between him and the top 3 before it ends up being too late. He's the last driver in this pack with a chance to win the race. Tim Henderson and Bob Wyckoff. Around goes Treadwell and flying through the air.
And we stay green.
We are still green. laps to go,
Joey-
coming to 9 laps to go. Let's take a look at what happened to Treadwell there. It's up into the
Looks like
wall
it's
and just comes off it.
Treadwell.
Flies through the air, hits the outside wall. It looks like Jagerman got a piece of it as well. We stay green, and we have a new race leader. It's Joey Maines out front now as Jeff Weimer is pushing him past Angel Hernandez. They've got help from Rosa Laszlo.
Come on, Joey. Angel Hernandez gets shuffled all the way back to 3rd.
Treadwell moves down to the inside, going to the pit lane, out of the way. Joey Maines holds out of the race lead with 8 laps to go. Jeff Weimer trying to take the race lead, looks to the top side. We inadvertently talked to Jeff a little bit before this past restart. Said he was going to hang back. Doesn't look like that's what he's doing right now.
I think you're going to hang back until 2 to go.
He said until about 5 to go, but right now, he sits in second place, kind of in the catbird seat, right where you want to be.
Yes. As they are going to probably catch Barkley there coming out of turn number 4. Mettler has had his fun meter pegged out for the night.
Said Matt Mettler's put it up on the holler. Yes, it looks like it. The top two pulling away a little bit. Angel Hernandez trying to get back in front of Rosa Laszlo now. He's got help from Miller in the 43. A couple of Toyotas working together, but getting loose on the bottom of the racetrack. And going over those bumps once again is going to allow Laszlo to get the nose out front. They're half a second behind Joey Maines and Jeff Weimer for the race lead, and if they continue on like this, they are going to be out of the draft. As Shane Griffin tries to get in behind that Toyota in the 43. Up into the wall goes Laszlo. Laszlo stuck on the wall. That's going to slow Rosa down. Allows Hernandez to get up in front. Allows Griffin to get behind. In front, Rhea Ferris trying to make a pass on the inside as well. Of course, she's multiple laps down. She's up to 19th, though. Last time we checked, 22nd. Going through some attrition as guys crash out, go into the pits. Looks like Brian Treadwell is still getting repairs done after that crash.
That's all right.
Wall,
Joey Maines, nonetheless, Joey Miller is your race leader. Andrew Miller trying to salvage somewhat of a day as he's up to P9.
Here's Justin Barkley just in front of these guys. We'll see what line he takes as the lead pack. With a huge head of steam going into the corner at 204 miles an hour right now. They're 205 miles an hour through this corner, coming up off of the corner. This is insane speeds we're seeing out of these next-gen cars. 212 miles an hour down the front straightaway. We haven't talked about this because I haven't been looking at it, but that is insane numbers. As around goes Shane Griffin.
No.
Heavy contact. Rhea's in it. Christian Van Maastricht. Oh my goodness. Car's coming through. No caution yet. Caution is out now. For the 15th time today, and that's going to bring us overtime.
Whew.
Into the wall and down into Laszlo. Turned around almost, tries to save it, but the overcorrection is so easy to do here. Ferris and Van Maastricht, nowhere to go. Maria gets some big time air.
Yeah, she does.
Isaac Wilson trying to get through on the bottom, just gets a clip from Maria in the 12. Courtney Nelson got a piece of that as well. Let's try to see what happened to him. Oh, wow. Got into the back of the 24 and then slid into the 38. Fourth place, Shane Griffin, out of contention for this race now after that contact, that spin, that damage. And our top 5 are the only drivers on the lead lap. Joey Maines, Jeff Weimer, Angel Hernandez, Tim Henderson, and Bob Wyckoff. Should be able to restart with the leaders this time.
I would think so.
Coming into the pits is Bob Wyckoff. This is such an awkward pit lane with no pit wall on the inside. You just don't know where to stop. I mean, you've got the sign, but there are literally no other reference points. This is an absolutely tough pit lane.
It is.
Wyckoff gets off of there. Okay, we're doubled up. We're ready to go. Joey Maines over Jeff Weimer, Angel Hernandez, Tim Henderson, and Bob Wyckoff. Casey Tomlinson was the free pass car. Tomlinson going to be at the tail end of this lead draft, if he can catch up. So it looks like a shortened caution flag period. We've got 3 laps to go, and I believe we are over the time limit. So this may be our only attempt at a green-white checker.
Oh, man.
We'll keep an eye on the top to see when we get the checker here. But this should be a straightforward green-white checker. We apologize in advance if scoring gets messed up. Joey Maines leads over Jeff Weimer, Angel Hernandez, Tim Henderson. The top 4 ready to rock and rumble. Green flag is in the air. Things not moving a whole heck of a lot on the top side. As Maines gets out front, Hernandez almost hits that inside wall. To the bottom of the racetrack goes Angel Hernandez. Trying to take away the race lead. Maines with the outside. He's got the banking, but no help on either side. Maines has the road up on the top side. Here comes Barkley to the bottom. Barkley following Hernandez, but Maines is able to get clear down the back straightaway.
This is for the race win right here.
Hernandez all the way to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to utilize every inch of space. Around goes Barkley in the back. They're crashing. Rosa Laszlo's involved. Do we see the caution come out? Do they make it back to the white? Everybody's wrecking in the back, but we've got to make it back to the white because there's no time. The checkers are in the air, and Joey Maines wins the race over Angel Hernandez, Jeff Weimer, and Tim Henderson. These drivers knew it was the white flag. Apologies for us not with this time issue here at the end. It doesn't quite give us the information we need. But Joey Maines comes across the line, takes the checkered flag, wins the race over Angel Hernandez, and Jeff Weimer comes home in third place. Tim Henderson, Casey Tomlinson, and Bob Wyckoff round out the cars on the lead lap, completing all 114. What an incredible finish. What a drive here, as we were stuck with a one-lap shootout coming to the race win.
Yeah, we were. Wow. Have you ever?
I had a feeling something like that might happen. That's why I brought it up at the beginning, or at that restart. We apologize if there's any timing and scoring issues. These drivers knew it was the white flag when they came out. We did not get that call on our timing and scoring, but I tell you what, it makes a whole heck of a lot more sense why Angel Hernandez was so aggressive trying to take away this race lead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, man. There it is.
As we watch this last lap, let's go ahead and bring in our race winner, Joey Maines, into the booth. Joey, it's Liam and Alan. You got a copy.
What's up, guys?
Well, we had an unexpected one-lap shootout here to decide it all, and Angel Hernandez gave you everything he had. What did it take to keep that number 9 car out front and take the win?
Avoiding all the chaos is the best way I can describe it. Basically, either stay way behind all the wrecks or way in front of them and just survive.
Well, we saw numerous times through this race that there was no real safe place. Crashes happened in the back, in the middle, and even up front at times.
Yeah, like you said, there was nowhere was safe. You just had to hopefully get checked up in time, because these cars don't want to stop on this track either. You just have to hope you get checked up in time for the wreck and pray that you make it through.
Then quickly walk us through that last lap, that last restart, and all of the dives that Angel sent on you. Tried to side draft you real big down the front straightaway, and you guys ended up crashing across the line.
Yeah, I couldn't even do victory burnouts. He blew my motor from making me hit the wall. I was pretty sad. But I was mirror driving the entire corner. He sent it down on the apron into turn 1. I didn't know that was gonna work. I don't think he did either. We were just going for it, and I was just mirror driving and trying to keep him behind me as best I could. And coming out of turn 4, I was just trying to get away from him as best as I could, and he was just side drafting super hard trying to catch me. And luckily, I was able to stay in front of him.
We're watching some of these blocks you were throwing down the back straightaway. Amazing, you were able to get clear, but he gets down to your inside again. They crash behind you, and as you mentioned, he was doing everything he could to side draft.
Yeah, he was doing everything he absolutely could, and I got a run off of 2. I took it, blocked him, and was just mirror driving into the corner to try and stay in front of him as best I could. But he still got to my inside, and I just stuck with it and stayed ahead of him, luckily.
Well, Joey, you got the win by 3/100ths of a second. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for such a strong run here with this Napa 9 machine?
Shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast. Shout out to Rhea for putting on the league, and Angel for racing me clean the entire race and putting on a good finish.
Thank you so much for joining us, Joey. Congrats on the win here. Enjoy your Easter weekend next week. We might see you at Richmond. We don't know. But
yeah, I'd love to see what I'm doing, but maybe I'll be there, maybe I won't be.
Well, either way, enjoy your holiday. Congratulations on the win.
You as well. Take care, guys.
Well, second place, Angel Hernandez is going to have a heck of a story to bring us. Alan, I think you've got him.
Angel Hernandez is Alan and Liam in the SRM booth. How's it going?
Good.
Good. So take us through that last lap there with you and Joey.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way to get around him with only one lap to go was try and get beneath him on the bottom, which is sketchy because there's less banking there. And then off of 4, and going into 3, I got underneath him again, and then off of 4, I think I got a little bit of net code, and I think that's pretty much just what kind of steeled the finish there. I couldn't really get past him.
Yeah, so, a long race, 114 laps. Doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're on a place like this, it's pretty much just, you're wide open all the time. What's your body feel like after driving this race? Like, are you sore? Are we, are we sore in the arms, sore in the legs?
I'm fine. I could do another one right now.
All right, let's rack them up, stack them up. No, I'm kidding.
Well, Angel, before we get you out of here, is there anybody that you would like to thank to help get you here tonight?
Yeah, all the guys in the JGR chat, and then Barkley for helping out when he could. He almost got to me there at the end, but they were right behind. So.
All right, Angel. So we're, leaving here in Italy and take the long virtual boat ride back across the border, back across the pond. Will we see you in Richmond?
Most likely, maybe not in the front, but there.
All right, good luck at Richmond. We'll get you back down to your teammates.
All right, thank you.
All right, now we've got Jeff Weimer. Jeff, this time we bring you in here on purpose. I don't know how you came in on the first chance, but we're glad we got to talk to you. Now we get to talk to you again. You came home third place in a wild finish here at Monza. Walk us through that restart in the last lap.
So my team was like, it was going to run out of time. So I was like lackadaisical in the start. And I finally got going. And I got a pretty good run there at the end. I thought I had a chance, but Joey came up and made a good block, and I got a little slowed down and couldn't get caught back up.
Well, coming up off of turn number 4, you saw those guys side drafting. You think you would have had them if they got together a little bit earlier?
I might have. It's hard to tell. Like I said, when Joey came up, I tapped him a little bit, and I didn't want to wreck him, so I slowed down. I let off the gas throttle a little bit and got slowed down. I didn't get a chance to get a good run on him again.
Yeah, we're watching that fierce run you put up in turns 3 and 4. Looked like you might have had it, but with the crashing behind and Maine's getting up in front of you. Well, I tell you what, man, I'm pretty speechless at this race. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to and thank for such a strong run here in the
all the guys in the league and people that run it? Give a shout out to them, and you guys do the broadcast.
Well, awesome stuff, Jeff. Thanks for joining us up here. We'll hopefully be talking to you again in the next few weeks. I know next week is Easter weekend. We don't really know who's going to be here and who's not, but we hope you enjoy your holiday, and if we see you, we see you. If not, enjoy that time with your family.
Okay, thanks, guys. You have a good Easter, too.
That was Jeff Weimer, third place finisher, and, well, after a crazy day, the only thing we have left is our race results. Joey Mayens gets the job done over Angel Hernandez. Third place, Jeff Weimer. Then we've got Tim Henderson, Casey Tomlinson, Bob Wyckoff, Courtney Nelson, Isaac Wilson, Shane Griffin, and Rosa Laszlo. Andrew Miller, Michael Gervey, Jack Yagerman, Justin Barkley, Franz Brettschneider, Chris Van Maastricht, John Hopley, and Michael Hagstrom round out page number 1 here on our grid. Then we fall back to Mike Iskandar, Rhea Ferris, Brian Treadwell, Matt Metler, Michael Everhart, Blake Simon, or Mike Simon, I'm sorry, Robert Lynch Jr., Curtis Kelly, Adam Alishire, Matty Forens, Chase Harden, and Charles Robertson. But that's going to do it for us here on Sim Racing Media for iSNF. But if you guys aren't done with racing action, come check us out in about an hour. We'll be ready to rock and roll with the ECR Cup Series. It's going to be a great show. But thanks, guys, for tuning in here live on Sim Racing Media. And as always, as you walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Thanks, everybody.